You remember our venerable house, opulent and imperial. It is a festering abomination. I beg you, return home, claim your birthright, and deliver our family from the ravenous, clutching shadows of the darkest dungeon.
Hello and welcome everybody to a Let's Play of Darkest Dungeon with the Crimson Court. I am One-Eyed Sniper. If you're a returning subscriber, thanks for the continued support. Hopefully you enjoy this. And if you're new to the channel, thanks for stopping by and checking it out. And hopefully you find something you like. Okay, so Darkest Dungeon. Most people that are watching this are probably familiar with the game. It's one that I had no intention of playing, and then I ended up stumbling on someone else's LP and watched the first part of it. And yeah, it looked like something I want to do, so I've played about 3 hours of it myself, just to get my bearings. Yeah, it's a roguelike game with permanent death. This will actually only be my second indie game I think I've ever played. I'm kind of a mainstream guy, unfortunately, and I think it'll be my first roguelike, true roguelike, if this meets that description. But I'm really excited about it. It's all about making the right decisions and really planning it out, which is not always my strong suit. So I know I'm going to have some problems, but I'm looking forward to learning. I've been to a couple of the areas when I did my little playthrough, but I have a lot to learn about all the classes and basically the enemy types and how to effectively use them. So before we jump into that, I'm going to run through the intro cinematic. I think it's just a good overview of where we're at, obviously, and just cool to watch. The art style is fantastic, and the narration throughout the entire thing is just spectacular. So here we go.
Ruin has come to our family. You remember our venerable house, opulent and imperial, gazing proudly from its stoic perch above the moor. I lived all my years in that ancient, rumor-shadowed manor, fattened by decadence and luxury. And yet I began to tire of conventional extravagance. Singular, unsettling tales suggested the mansion itself was a gateway to some fabulous and unnameable power. With relic and ritual, I bent every effort towards the excavation and recovery of those long-buried secrets, exhausting what remained of our family fortune on swarthy workmen and sturdy shovels. At last, in the salt-soaked crags beneath the lowest foundations, we unearthed that damnable portal of antediluvian evil. Our every step unsettled the ancient earth. But we were in a realm of death and madness. In the end, I alone fled laughing and wailing through those blackened arcades of antiquity, until consciousness failed me. You remember our venerable house, opulent and imperial. It is a festering abomination. I beg you, return home, claim your birthright, and deliver our family from the ravenous, clutching shadows of the darkest dungeon.
Alright, so I'm really excited to get into the story of it and hopefully find out. They didn't really say who this guy is to us. He's family, but doesn't really say what. I always just, for some reason I had in my head he was your uncle. But yeah, we kind of find out a little bit that he wasn't like the best person. So hopefully we get into that. So all the DLC is going to be activated. I was going to go through on Radiant because it's supposed to be shorter, but since it's my first playthrough and I want to get like a true feeling for it, I'm going to go through Darkest. I don't have the balls to go through Blood Moon. But I'm going to go through Darkest. It's the default setting. just so I can get a true experience. Let's see. Be the Darkest Gomorrah. Why not? And let's do this.
You will arrive along the old road. It winds with a troubling serpent-like suggestion through the corrupted countryside, leading only, I fear, to ever more tenebrous places. There is a sickness in the ancient pitted cobbles of the old road, and on its writhing path you will face viciousness, violence, and perhaps other damnably transcendent terrors. So steel yourself, and remember there can be no bravery without madness. The old road will take you to hell, but in that gaping abyss, we will find our redemption.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm a big fan of the caretaker. Kind of creepy, and he just left us high and dry here. Okay, on another note, I'm going to leave the tooltips on, just in case there's something I missed, like I didn't get far enough, and so I don't want to like miss any kind of tooltip because I didn't get far enough before. So those are going to be on. And also, so a little inside baseball here, but I'm having an issue with OBS on game capture. It's either making it to where my cursor is offset, like down and to the right, or it's changing the recording resolution to where it's not capturing full screen. I don't know. So I'm having to use display capture, and all that really means is anything else that pops up on my display is going to get recorded, which is unprofessional as hell, but I can't think of any other way to do it right now. So until I get that figured out, that's what we're going to go with. But I shouldn't really be getting a whole lot of notifications, but if that happens, I apologize. Okay, so let's proceed forward. So just in case anyone hasn't played it, I'll just cover a little bit. Basically, this is our map, and you select which room you want to go to, and then this is basically the hallway or the path leading to it.
Brigands have run up these lanes. Keep to the side path. The hamlet is just ahead.
Okay, and then we also have a torchlight, so right now we're at 100, so we get some benefits from that. Increased dodge, increased scouting chance, and a better chance that the monsters will be surprised. The lower your torch gets, I think it's set on 25 intervals, so below 76 you're going to skip decreasing dodge chance, scouting, so forth. And then the lower it gets, it'll also start increasing your chances of getting higher level drops, loot, so I haven't really...
Dispatch this thug in brutal fashion, that all may hear of your arrival.
I haven't really experimented with that too much. I've mostly kept mine above 75. In this instance, we were surprised, so that offset our party order, which has a lot of implications. So, just one thing I was going to get to. All of your skills are position-based. So, like pistol shot can only be used. There's 4 positions. So, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Pistol shot can only be used from the back 3. So we can no longer use that. And then it'll also show you, so pistol shot can be used from the back 3, and it can attack the back 3 on the enemy side. So you want 2, 3, and 4 here. So all we have to do is open vein now, but that'll work. And so there's also a bunch of dots that you can add to him. So this will show you, so we bled him, so he's going to receive 2 points of damage for 2 rounds. They receive that damage at the very beginning of their turn. So if you get it high enough, you can actually kill them before they have a chance to use their turn. That's not a good miss. Alright, Dismas, finish him off.
Continue the onslaught.
There we go.
Destroy them all.
Yeah, let's reset our party order here. It doesn't want to work. Oh, we don't have a default order because we didn't actually build the party, but that's fine. Do it manually. So usually you take torches with you and you can relight your torch. We don't actually have any, so we're stuck with what we get here. Alright, and so then there's a bunch of curios, a whole lot of them. I've messed with some of them, so each curio lets you gives you the option to use an item. Some, it doesn't appear to have any item that'll work. Others will give a positive benefit, some will give you a negative. And I know what some of them are just by playing and watching a little bit of other people's LPs. You can look them all up. I'm not going to, so you're going to see me experimenting and screwing it up. The tent I wasn't going to use anything on.
Finding the stuff is only the first test. Now it must be carried home. Leave nothing unchecked. There is much to be found in forgotten places.
Okay, so here's an example here. Oh.
Send these vermin a message. The rightful owner has returned, and their kind is no longer welcome.
That's right. Okay, so now that we're below 76, we have increased stress, and our dodge and scouting has went down. We have the same opportunity to surprise the monsters, though. Let's and then this chest is taking up position 1, so we're actually 1, 2, and 3 here. Pistol shot on him. That sucks. And all the things we talked about apply to them as well. So, just like they changed our party order, we can do that to them. They only have certain skills that can be used from certain positions as well. I'm going to move back because distance needs to take out this guy. Good dodge, guys. Alright, hopefully we get at least 6.
Their formation is broken.
That works.
Maintain the offensive.
Okay, so a lot of humans, basically I think everything but beasts will leave a corpse. And the key thing to remember there is a corpse takes a spot. So if there was someone in position 4, they would still be there. If you get rid of the corpse, they actually move up. If you get a crit, I don't believe there's a corpse left. It actually gets rid of the corpse as well. In that case, you can kind of disrupt our party order a little bit. Alright, let's take this guy out. Alright, we got a little bit of bleed on him. We can do it again. Alright, so if we didn't have any actions left and it was his turn, he would basically bleed out and die. So actually we can show an example of that. So as soon as his action comes up, there we go. 3 damage and he's dead.
Does not dissuade the sharpened blade.
Okay, we have completed the quest, so we're about to head to Gamora. There's a chest here as an example. For one, it's titled Bandit's Trap Chest, so I advise you to look at the title on some of these, so we know it's trapped. And also, I don't know that you need a key to open it, but I think it always blights you. So, I think that's to introduce you to the fact that the world is out to kill you. Alright, and so you notice we get these heirlooms. These are used to upgrade buildings, and then gold is used essentially for upgrading your personnel and buying supplies. Alright, so we got a positive quirk. There's positive and negative. So we got Clotter. Plus 15% bleed resistance. I'm not sure exactly what causes this. I think the more stress you get, I think the higher percentage you have of getting something, but I don't know what the roll chances are for getting a positive or negative one.
Welcome home, such as it is. This squalid hamlet, these corrupted lands, they are yours now, and you are bound to them.
Okay, so we got a shit ton of quests that we will get to eventually. You can see the caretaker made it back. Fine. So good for him. Alright, let's just... Yeah, okay. Let's just check out what we have unlocked so far. Go to the Abbey. Never mind, the graveyard.
Most will end up here, covered in the poisoned earth, awaiting merciful oblivion.
Yeah, we don't have anyone dead, so that's currently empty.
In time, you will know the tragic extent of my failings.
Okay, so this is where you can kind of rewatch videos and stuff. And the stagecoach.
Women and men, soldiers and outlaws, fools and corpses. All will find their way to us now that the road is clear.
Okay, so you always get the same party of 4 every time. I think if you lose one of these guys, you get a 3rd member. I've never actually done that, but... Okay, so we got the Seeker Vestal, who's essentially our healer. Let's see, she's got Mace Bash, which I probably won't use. Judgment I definitely will use. And a heal for 1. And Illumination, which is just a debuff. Probably only use these 2 for the most part. Let's pull her in.
A sister of battle, pious and unrelenting.
Yeah, and then the Plague Doctor, who does a lot of blight, which is basically poisoning. So we can, from the back row, he can blight their back 2 row. You can also stun the back 2. He has Incision, but he needs to be in one of the front 3 spots. And Battlefield Medicine, which is handy. It removes bleed and blight. So let's see. Where can you... I've never actually used her up in the front. And then they come with quirks already. So she's got Eldritch Slayer, so she'll do more damage to Eldritch. It's not too helpful right away. And Witness will not take part in prayer activity in town after certain traumatic events. Okay. We'll find out more about prayer and stuff later.
What better laboratory than the blood-soaked battlefield?
And he's got -5 on melee, which is fine. I won't do a lot of melee with him. He's good in both the Weld and the Cove. Adds scouting chances. Nice. Dismas is not allowed to gamble because he's a cheater. And I think these are always there. Hard Noggin and Quick Reflexes. So he's +2 speed and he's got some stun resistance. And Renauld always has these. So he's going to randomly steal stuff from us on quest, which is annoying. And he can only pray to reduce stress. And he does extra damage if the torch is above 75. Which mine usually is. So we're going to want to upgrade our stagecoach. So basically right now we would only get 2 heroes, I believe, per turn. This will increase it to 3, and actually...
arrive, foolishly seeking fortune and glory in this domain of the damned.
I'm going to trade in some of our items here and upgrade it one more time, so we'll get 4 right off the bat. What do we want to trade in? I only need 1 more deed. So we'll do the busts. Yes. That'll work.
Great heroes can be found even here, in the mud and rain.
Alright, so there's not much else we can do, so let's prep for a mission.
A mecca of madness and morbidity. Your work begins.
Alright, so kind of how I'm going to do these videos is each episode is going to be a dungeon and then prepping for the next dungeon. So some of them might be kind of short, some of them might be kind of long, because some dungeons are longer than others. I don't really plan on cutting in the middle of a dungeon. I've never done a long one though, so I don't know how long actually long ones are. But you may see some varying times on these videos. Where do we want you? I think I'm fine with just Judgment and Divine Grace, so we're going to put her in the 3rd spot. And he can go in the back. Red Hook, that's the name of the studio. Some of these parties have like names they've added into it. So I think obviously this is like the default. Like I'm assuming like Red Hook recommended or what most people go with. Okay, so we're going on a short dungeon in short quest into the ruins. We're going to get a stun charm. Okay, I don't know that I'll use it, but And do we have... Thought we... Maybe we didn't. Okay. For some reason I was thinking we got a trinket at the end. I guess not. Alright, so we're good to go. Let's jump into the ruins.
The cost of preparedness, measured now in gold, later in blood.
Alright, so I'm going to take 6 torches, 8 food, 2 shovels, and I'll take 2 keys. And we'll do another holy water. Then some people bring items, so I believe the anti-venom was brought by the Plague Doctor, and the holy water was probably brought by the Vestal. I think. But I think we're ready. Let's get in there. Be curious, be careful. Alright, so every time I've played this dungeon 3 times. And every time it's exactly the same. So I'm assuming the first time around it's always the same. Stuff inside it may be different, but the layout's the same. Okay, we got a new torch.
The light, the promise of safety.
Couple of skellies. Okay, so since there's nobody in the back row, he can't do anything, unfortunately. That's fine. If you end your turn, you suffer stress, so you might as well do something. It's not going to do anything good, but... There we go. And since they're skeletons, you can't bleed them. They have 200% bleed resistance. But Dismas is a badass, so he got the kill there. Try a little judgment.
Another abomination.
Nice.
Cleansed from our
I really like
lands.
judgment. That skill doesn't disappoint me. It seems to do high damage a lot. Okay, we've got an unlocked strongbox, so there's no reason to use a key on it. We've got a new shovel, some gold, and some crests.
Even the cold stone seems bent on preventing passage.
So if you don't have a shovel, you can clear this by hand, but it takes a lot of time, which means you get a lot more stress and you actually take some damage. You want to have shovels. Of course. Alright, this chica back here is a human. She does a lot of stress damage, so we kind of want to get rid of her. Stress is bad. We could probably kill her outright. But I think I'm going to go here and let... now we're going to kill her.
Their formation
Plague Doctor's just going to...
maintain the offensive.
Oh, I guess he can now plague the corpse. Doesn't really do anything. We'll just do a non-heal. Ronald, you're alright. Just 10 damage. We'll take the pistol shot here. Now, you know what? We're going to go for the grape shot. That'll get this kill, damage him, and then hopefully she can take him out.
Confidence surges as the enemy crumbles.
We can heal him. Alright.
Press disadvantage. Give them no quarter.
Yeah, Judgment actually does damage to them and heals her for at least 3.
Driven into the mud.
She critted her heal though, so she got 6 out of it. Alright, let's go up. We only have to explore 90% of the room, so we can leave 1. Luckily, Renaud hasn't been stealing from us, so that's good. He'll get us eventually. Oh, that's not good. Getting a lot of moves. Okay, let's see if we can get rid of her. Go ahead and let's plague her out if we can. She's going to take 4 damage next turn. What do I want to do? Yeah, we're going to make him move up on his own. Let's just... That didn't work out, huh? If we can plague her again, she'll be dead. We got her. Right, she's dead as soon as she gets another turn. Is that minimum damage there?
Slowly, gently. This is how a life is taken.
Let's go ahead and go for the kill here.
Continue the onslaught.
Nice.
Destroy them all.
Let's see. We can open his vein. That's not gonna do. Well, it'll do damage. Actually, he's human, so we can bleed him. Cure her bleeding. And Renaud's ready. Well, he's not gonna get a chance to do anything.
As the fiend falls,
Sorry, Renaud.
a faint hope blossoms.
Alright, so we got a scouting. Yeah, we're just going to bypass that room and be heading this way. Let's use the key on it. Okay, we got the... Well, I don't think I actually used the key. Oh well. So that's a Crimson Core item, so we want to keep those. Who's good here? Dismas? Yeah. Good man.
The way is lit. The path is clear. We require only the strength to follow it.
Alright, so he just stole it. 12 food and 1250 gold, thanks. I'll be keeping this reward for myself, yeah. Asshole. We can cure him of that later. Okay, there's a hunger check. This will happen randomly. It's usually once for short dungeons, but it can happen twice. So you want to always make sure you have at least 4 food. Unless you're towards the end, but... 1 room to go. Which is a room battle. The hallway is clear. Alright, full party. This guy's similar to the witch. He does stress damage. And this guy can actually do a lot of damage himself. Let's get a little judgment on you. Wasn't enough damage, really. So, unfortunately. He's going to get at least 1 turn. Unless we get Dismas to finish him off. Let's do that. He's dead.
Great is the weapon that cuts on its own.
And also, I think when they die from a die, they don't leave a corpse either, I think. Could be wrong on that though. Alright, Renaud, show these guys what you're made of. Let's try to go with the kill here. Good dodge. I think we're gonna go for a stun. Yeah. He's actually stunned. Get a heal on Renaud.
Unnerved, unbalanced.
So when they get crits, like it puts stress on everybody. I guess it's kind of intimidating to them. Alright, so he's dead on his turn. Let's just go for the hit.
A death by inches.
And a little judgment should finish you off. Oh, we got 2 more blood.
Success
That's actually kind of a lot.
Clearly in view. Or is it merely a trick of the light?
Okay. There we go. We got a hidden compartment. Alright. Nice. Alright, let's get out of here. Alright, so we got our stun charm, plus 20 stun resist, minus 2 dodge. I probably won't use that. Everybody got something. Okay, that one's good. Satanophobia. That's not good. He's not going to be good in the ruins. There's a lot unholy there. That's okay. Clutch hitter. Okay. And ruin scrounger. So scouting in the ruins. Nice. So, I plan on renaming people,
All
I
the
think.
decadent horrors I have seen pale in comparison to that final, crowning thing. I could not look, nor could I look away.
Plan on naming them as I think when they reach level 2, I think I'll try to give them a name. So if anyone wants to suggest a name down in the comments, feel free. I can add it to a list. I think level 2's... I guess it doesn't matter when I do it. I just don't have any names ready right now, so... But I kind of like the idea of doing it at level 2. It's like they've earned something. Alright, let's check out the Abbey.
The cobwebs have been dusted, the pews set straight. The Abbey calls to the faithful.
This is where we can reduce stress through either meditation, prayer, or flagellation, right? I guess that means they bleed themselves. They whip themselves, and I think it has to do with bleeding. Each one costs more money and is more effective than the other. No one really needs a stress removal right now. But like Renaud is God-fearing, so he will only pray. So if you were trying to drop him anywhere, he won't go. Whereas Dismas can go anywhere he wants. Except he can't gamble because he's a fucking cheater. And Tavern.
Fresh kegs, cards, and curtained rooms promise solace to the weary and broken alike.
A Tavern, same principle, except this is all about having fun, where the other one's about kind of inner peace. They can go drinking, gambling, and they can go to the brothel. This asshole fills a spot. I don't know if it's every time, but it's a lot of the times he'll be in one of the spaces, either in the Abbey or here. So, if he happens to be filling your prayer spot and you wanted to de-stress Renaud, you can do it. So, F this guy. I wager it all of it. I think if you send your guys here, they can actually lose money and or win money. I don't know if they can win other things like charms or not, but... Okay, and let's check out the stagecoach, see who we got. Okay, we got another Crusader. I'm going to take everybody who's right now.
A mighty sword arm anchored by holy purpose. A zealous warrior.
Okay, so we got... for the new ones, we've got a man-at-arms. I'm not too familiar with him. He's going to be a frontline guy. And we're kind of, I think right now we're stuck with the abilities they have. Like we can't unlock the other ones, so we kind of got to make do. So, Crush is just a melee attack. Bellow hits everybody and does a little bit of damage, it looks like. And debuffs the whole party. Defender is a buff on himself. Basically, he'll guard an ally, so take damage for them, and it adds protection onto him. And then Bolster buffs him, and it gives him extra dodge and speed. I don't think I've actually used the Man-at-Arms ever. The Arbalist I've used a little bit. It'll be in the back line. Oh, actually, what's it got? He's got a Guilty Conscience. Bears the crushing guilt of deeds, real and imagined. I don't know what that means. I imagine that'll randomly proc. I'm not sure though. He's got +5 dodge, which is awesome. And move resist, based on how much we've been getting moved. I don't mind that at all. And Rivière. There's a lot of French names, and I'm gonna screw most of them up, so be ready for that. Doesn't like the Cove. It's more stress and can't gamble. She hates beasts, so she does more damage and has less stress against them. Sniper shot attacks the back. Get the back 3. This is for marking, which is good. I gotta get better at like making parties that are gonna use marks. So I know Dismas, the highwayman can do extra damage against marked targets, and she can as well with the sniper shot. Mark, I believe, lasts for 3 turns. It's more than 1, I know that. But she can also knock one of their people, the 2 front row guys, back, and it does decent, okay damage, -50%. And then blind fire is a random target, but that's the only thing she has, I think, that can hit the. Besides Bola, it's the only like damage at the front. Sniper shot's only the back 3. Pressing fire, same thing, back 3. And rallying flare, yeah, that's a buff for everybody. Okay. All right, it's an interesting party. Let's get ready for our next mission here. We're gonna take her again for the heals. Actually, she can fill that spot. I think we'll take. Actually, she might be able to fill. She could be either spot in the back. That's fine. Let's see. He's got a whole different set of skills. Besides Smite, Battle Heal heals himself, heals anyone of the front 2 for 2, and Holy Lance pushes himself forward and does extra damage against Holy. I think he always does extra damage against Holy. That's good if he's getting knocked back. But let's take our Man-at-Arms since he's new. And I think maybe we'll take Dismas again, so maybe we can utilize the mark. And which quest are we going to do? I think I want to do a short one. Let's take a look. That's for Hellion, which we don't have yet. It's for anybody who loses dodge. For the occultists I really like. I got to use them a little bit. And so these 2 are the short ones. Well, we need deeds though, so are any of them offering deeds? They are not, so I guess it doesn't matter. I like slippery boots. That's nothing but positive stuff. Oh no, you reduce move resist, but that's fine. Okay, so I think we'll set up for this one. Going back into the ruins, a lot of unholy. I think these guys will be able to handle it. And that'll do it. Yeah, okay. Alright, so yep, we'll be doing that one in the next one. Okay, thanks for watching, guys. Sorry this video is a little... what's the word I want to... tacky? I had a lot of issues starting out with the recording and stuff, so I had to redo some stuff. It was a little annoying. But I think we're on track now, and hopefully it goes well and we don't lose too many people. So thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate it. I know you have a choice where you watch your Darkest Dungeon Let's Plays, and thank you for choosing One-Eyed Sniper. Peace out, everybody.